Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're leaving behind the familiar coastal elegance of eastern China and diving headfirst into what I can only describe as a hidden, cinematic universe. We're talking about Shangrao, tucked away deep inside Jiangxi province. Just picture this: misty, rugged mountain peaks that gracefully transition into these brilliantly illuminated, ancient-style villages. It's the kind of landscape that's literally fueled China's Taoist imagination for centuries. And today, we're going to explore exactly how it pulls that off.
Okay, let's dive into this. How on earth can a single region seamlessly blend billion-year-old totally untouched geology with these gravity-defying modern architectural miracles? It's a massive paradox, right? So over the next few minutes, we're going to unpack this incredible contrast between the raw, ancient power of nature and the downright staggering human ingenuity that defines this whole area.
Section 1. Sanqing Shan, Peaks of Purity.
To really wrap our heads around this region, we've got to start way up in the clouds, at an altitude of 1,800 meters. This breathtaking peak is Mount Sanqing. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a national geopark, and really the geological and spiritual anchor of Shangrao. Now, the name Sanqing actually comes straight from the three pure ones. Those are the three highest gods in the Taoist pantheon. And physically, they're represented by the mountain's three main peaks, Yujing, Yushui, and Yuhua. Together, they symbolize purity, spontaneity, and eternity. It's honestly just a beautiful, physical illustration of that ancient Taoist philosophy, that perfect harmony between heaven, earth, and humanity.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the dramatic, almost impossible visual contrast. On one hand, you've got the giant Python Peak. It is this massive vertical granite column that looks exactly like a giant snake striking straight up at the sky. But then, right nearby, you have the Oriental Goddess Peak, which is this remarkably graceful, serene stone figure, just silently watching over the valleys below. What we're looking at here are billion-year-old granite sculptures, and they were carved entirely by wind, rain, and ice over unimaginable stretches of time. It really gives you a sense of authentic wonder when you try to comprehend that kind of geological timeline. But here's the thing, these peaks aren't just giant blocks of barren stone. The sheer biodiversity clinging to these harsh, misty elevations is absolutely staggering. We're talking over 2,300 plant species, rare orchids, delicate ferns, and these ancient pine trees literally growing out of the cliff sides. And they share this space with over 400 animal species, including the elusive clouded leopard and the Chinese giant salamander. It's a massive testament to how life doesn't just adapt, but totally flourishes in this ancient, rugged landscape.
Section 2. Guxian, a Taoist sanctuary.
So, as we descend from those rugged peaks, we step into Gexin Village. And let me tell you, it feels like walking right into a living, breathing, traditional Chinese ink painting. The story of this tranquil sanctuary actually goes back over 2 millennia to the Han Dynasty. Back then, a mystic alchemist named Ge Xuan, who's often called Immortal Ge, came here to refine the elixir of life on this exact mountain. His relentless pursuit of cultivation literally transformed this rugged terrain into a holy retreat. And for centuries since, it's drawn pilgrims from all over who are seeking to understand the deep mysteries of the universe.
And that ancient philosophy, it's baked into the very architecture of the village. Everything is constructed from natural wood, stone, and bamboo, paying a gorgeous homage to the sweeping aesthetics of the Han and Tang dynasties. Plus, it's no accident that the courtyards perfectly frame the mountain vistas outside. The whole layout was designed according to strict feng shui principles to ensure positive qi flow. Today, the village's 3,000 residents are living in a physical manifestation of this Taoist ideal. Every single walkway, every little water feature, it all deliberately connects the earthly realm of daily life right to those celestial aspirations.
Section 3. Wangxian, Gravity-Defying Architecture.
Now, if Gexin is all about tranquil harmony, moving further into the valley brings us to Wangxian. This is where architectural logic kind of takes a backseat to sheer vertical ambition. Its history is a total roller coaster. It started out as a sacred retreat way back in the Eastern Han Dynasty, when a high official named Hu Chu abandoned all his political power just to seek the Tao in this valley. Fast forward to the 20th century, though, and it degraded into this heavily extracted, totally abandoned mining zone. So the crucial point is its stunning 2020 rebirth, fueled by a massive 2.8 billion yuan investment. That's roughly 400 million US dollars. This ruined mine was completely transformed into an ecological tourism masterpiece. They literally turned a site of environmental destruction into a booming green economy.
And the physical result of that restoration? It honestly defies belief. You have these Gan-style cliffside houses, known for their traditional yellow earth walls and gray tiles, and they are boldly bolted right into sheer vertical rock faces. I mean, just imagine walking across a glass skywalk suspended way out over the gorge and feeling the mist from artificial waterfalls that cascade right through the village beneath your feet. It's a jaw-dropping engineering feat that somehow perfectly respects the natural landscape while simultaneously completely defying it.
Section 4. A magical nightscape transformation, from valleys to fairylands.
But the absolute true magic of Shangrao, that reveals itself when the sun finally goes down and daylight fades over the region. Let's move to and see how this builds into an experience that people often call a dream of the Song dynasty, the city of stars. And honestly, that's not just some poetic marketing description, it's a literal experience. As dusk falls, these rustic, quiet valleys completely transition into glowing, dreamlike nocturnal wonderlands that feel entirely suspended in time.
Just picture thousands of glowing golden lanterns lighting up those steep cliff faces. And rather than clashing with the ancient environment, modern projection technology is mapped seamlessly right onto the old wooden structures. It creates this incredible, dreamlike symmetry that perfectly reflects in the dark rivers and the mountain mist. Then, you add in the visitors walking around the cobblestone streets in traditional Hanfu clothing, and wow! The intersection of those traditional aesthetics with cutting-edge modern lighting creates a truly immersive, magical environment. You literally feel like you've wandered onto a sprawling cinematic movie set.
Which brings us to the ultimate takeaway from our exploration today. Does true immortality lie not in some mystical elixir, but rather in finding perfect harmony between human ingenuity and the timeless power of nature? From the billion-year-old peaks of Sanqingshan to those resilient, gravity-defying lights of Wangshen, Shangrao's incredible day-to-night journey really teaches us something special. It shows us that when we respect and creatively coexist with our landscape, we can build something that truly echoes through eternity. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I hope this leaves you with a profound new perspective on the beautiful intersection of humanity and the natural world.